Hi everyone, it's Jenny from A Journey with Jenny, and happy Sunday! So today I want to talk about Self-Love Sunday. You know, it's been about a year now, and I've learned a lot about what it means to be in relationships, as well as what does it mean to be outside of relationships, and about dating, and about loving people, and about seeking a significant other. So there's three main things that I want to talk about this. And the first of which is, I was always a serial monogamist. That's always just been how I was, jumping from one relationship to another, thinking with each one that this was going to be the one, investing 2 to 4 years in each of these relationships. And I think what I've learned in this last year is that as human beings, we have an immense capability to love. Like, we just love being with other people. And I think what I've really learned is, like, we are very social creatures. So we really are drawn to that love. And that could be a good thing. That could be such a beautiful thing. But sometimes that can also, it could be a negative thing. When you depend or rely too much on love or on the source of love out in another person to make you feel happy or whole or complete or whatever it is, that's when there is something wrong with that. So the second thing that I had shared a video from Will Smith that I really loved, and what I really liked what he said is that, I don't have both my hands, but really a successful relationship, why relationships work, happens when two whole beings come together. So two people who are very complete and happy and whole in and of themselves come together, are drawn together, and they live whole lives parallel with each other, not necessarily needing each other to complete each other, but they're already happy beings as they are. And I think that that's when it's the most powerful, when you are very happy and another person is also very happy. Then you guys can be drawn to one another. Hi, thanks for watching, whoever you are. I can't see. If you, please comment or something so I can say hello. But for a successful relationship, I really do believe that, you need to know who you are. You need to know what your values are, what you care about, what makes you happy, what your weaknesses are. You need to know what are things you feel fine compromising with, and what are things that are just non-negotiable. And so I think that when you really get to know yourself and you are very happy with who you are, you love yourself fully, that's when you can get together with somebody else, and then you guys can have a relationship that is going to flourish. Because I do believe that when you're relying on somebody else for feeling complete, for feeling loved, for feeling happy, that's when it's just too much pressure. Like, that's just way too much to ask for any one person. So the third thing I've come to realize is that, this last year I've been much more open-minded, and that's really helped me learn so much about myself. Because in the past, I kind of had been dating a certain type of person. Like, there were definitely like common themes, a common type that I was looking for, and it was very limited in that view. And I think that when we become more open, when we're not looking for a criteria such as, based on looks or ethnicity or height or weight or whatever it is, but instead when we kind of try to look for love in the sense of, how do we want to feel? Like, how do we want to feel? How do we feel in our bodies? How do we feel connection-wise? How do we feel kind of like, do we feel a sense of joy? Do we feel a sense of connection? Do we feel a sense of like a connection and bond that just surpasses the superficial, and it's not just based on lust or, whatever it is that, like, we feel like we're so drawn to, like, people tend to say, oh, people always like bad boys, or like people think that, like, appearances are the most important thing when it comes to finding a significant other. What I've really come to realize is that I no longer have a specific type. Like, I can't tell just by looking at somebody, based on their exterior circumstances, whether we'd be compatible or not. what really happens, and what I think some people become really close to in this Tinder age of just swiping, like, of course, people need to have some sort of attraction. And this is also something where I realize my guy friends and I have some differences. Like, I can be attracted to somebody based on getting to know them better, based on their personality, based on how well we, connect about certain things. And I had a male friend tell me, he was like, well, if I'm not attracted to somebody, it can't ever happen. And I think that's unfortunate, because that closes some people off to a lot of really wonderful, beautiful people. They are beautiful on the outside, regardless of whether you see it that way or not. But, like, you're missing out on somebody who's truly beautiful on the inside based on your preferences. And I think that in this last year, I've gone on dates now with people who I don't think I typically would have thought I'd be compatible with. But this is really the beauty of being open-minded and going on dates and just seeing what you like and what you don't like, because when you give yourself the chance to explore, you might be surprised about what you find out. So I can't remember now how to summarize these 3 points, but today I just want you to think about, if you are not in a relationship, how have you been thinking about relationships? Are you thinking about this other person as somebody who you need to be a specific way, that, there's all these criteria they have to fit, and that they have to, like, complete you as a person, that, like, you're relying on them, you're expecting them to make you happy? If so, I encourage you to look deeper into yourself. What do you need to do for yourself to feel happier, so that you can be happy regardless of whether you're in a relationship or not? And then for those of you who are in relationships, I still want to challenge you with the same question, because I think that often we fall into this trap when we're already in a relationship. We just expect that other person is supposed to do or be certain things. Hi, Carolyn. Thanks so much for coming on and watching. I'm just wrapping up, actually, but good to see you. So if you're already in a relationship, I want to challenge you to think about, how are you treating your significant other? Are you appreciating them for who they are fully as a person? Or do you want to be changing them? Do you expect them to be a certain way to make you happy? This is where I think in my next video about, relationships and love, I want to talk about what I think is really important in relationships. And so, I just encourage you always to love yourself, to give yourself the chance and opportunity to learn more about yourself, what you value, what you appreciate about yourself. How are you happy as a person? And that's what's really going to help you be in a much more fulfilling relationship. So thanks so much for watching, and thanks, Carolyn, for tuning in. Everyone, have a great day. Bye.